This will be about finding the mean, median, mode, and range. So you can see we've got a data set of 10 numbers here, and we're going to be putting those into our lists to calculate the stats of mean, median, mode, and we'll also calculate the range. Before we get started, let's make sure that this front screen is cleared so that there's no numbers in there that will interrupt with the process of calculations. From here, we'll hit our stat button. We're going to go into the edit list option. So number 1, hit enter on number 1. And if for some reason you had some numbers that were in here from a previous calculation, you can go up by using the cursor buttons, highlight L1, and then from there, hit clear and enter. It's a nice shortcut to clear out the list so you can start fresh. So we'll go and enter our numbers in. So we're going to go either by manual on the keyboard or the calculator. 2, enter. 5, enter. 1, enter. 8, enter. Each time you enter your number, push the enter button. Once you've got all of them in, if you're highlighting 20, in brackets, you'll see 10. 10 just means that there's 10 terms that we've entered in to our L1 list. L1 just means list 1. L2, list 2. L3, list 3. We're only using one list for this. So from here, we're going to go ahead and calculate the mean, median, and mode. The range, we'll just do a simple calculation to figure that out. Okay, so we're going to go into your stat button again. So hit stat. We're going to calculate, so push the cursor button to the right. And then number 1 is what we want. 1 variable statistics. So hit enter on number 1. And it's got a flashing cursor, so it's prompting you to enter the list that your data's in. So remember, we are using L1. So we're going to go second function, L1. There's an L1 above number 1. So what you're doing is second function 1. Hit enter. Now we've got our stats in front of us. We can see the mean is 7.9. So the numbers to the left here that we entered in, if we were to take all of them, add them up, and divide by however many there are, you would get the mean. So in this case, add all 10 numbers up, whatever that is, divide by 10, you get to 7.9. Then we have this 79 popping up here. What that is the sum of all terms. So if we were to add up 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 8, etc., then we would get up to 79. We have an n equals 10. We already knew there were 10 terms, but that's what this is telling us. There are 10 terms. The minimum is 1. So we can see that, yes, that is the smallest number. The median is 6. So don't forget, if you're actually going to calculate this by hand, to figure out the median, what you'd have to do is write your numbers out in order. Okay, so list them in order. So ascending order, smallest to largest, and then pick the middle one if there's an odd number of numbers. In this case, there's 10 terms. So that means there's an even number of numbers. So that means you have to add the 2 middle ones and divide by 2. So we get 6. 5 plus the 7 divided by 2, we get to 6. That's how we get 6 for the median. Keep scrolling down. Max is 20. Yeah, we could see that 20 was the largest. So now, technically, we have our mean, we know the median, and we're going to calculate the range just from this screen. So we can see the max is 20, the min is 1, so we just go 20 minus 1 for a range of 19. Okay, so that's what we've got right now. We have the mean, median, range. We don't know the mode yet. So we're going to go back to our data set. So hit stat. We're going to sort it. So hit number 2, sort ascending. And we're going to put in the bracket where we want to sort. Again, we want to sort that L1, so hit second function, 1. closing bracket. There will be a L1 in brackets after that. Hit enter. It says it's done. That means our information has been sorted in ascending order. So hit the stat button again, number 1, or enter. You can see that they're in order now. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8, etc. So let's just scroll down. So far I see a couple 5s. They're nice and organized, they're grouped together, so I can clearly see there's more than one. So mode right now is 5. Scrolling down up to 20, which was the largest, then the last term, there were no repeating numbers after 5. So 5 is the mode. Okay, so at this point we have mean, median, mode, and range we calculated by going 20 minus 1, our max minus our min value. Okay, so now we're going to see a shortcut for figuring out the mean and the median. And to do this, make sure the screen is clear, otherwise the calculator gets confused. So we'll go second function, push the stat button. You notice there's a list above the stat, so that's what we're going to use this time. So second function stat to get to the list. Move the cursor over to math, and we're going to calculate the mean. Okay, so we'll go down to 3 or hit number 3 and enter. Again, it's prompting us. Where are you taking your data from? We're going to take it from L1 again. So second function 1 will give us L1, close our bracket. 7.9, good. And that kind of shows what we had before when we did all of our stats together. The mean was 7.9. So we'll do the same thing for median. Second function stat, which is the list options. Go to math so you can do the median. Go to number 4, hit enter. Again, second function L1, which is above number 1. Close our bracket, enter. 6, which we already knew. We can see that 6 was the median. Okay, so that was mean, median, mode, and range.